to appropriate a relationship with her that she can feel the strength of her father. And that comes from that man. And then I think, in that relationship, you need to be able to have a fast skirt teenage girl, but that man has to be able to say, now, baby, I like that in private but not in public. You need to take that off. So I think that when we talk about nurturing, that's another aspect. And then we talk about, I think you were talking about your relationship with the issue of communication. I think that we all have to find our levels of communication, and I often say that it takes work to make relationship work. And though you have a job from 9 to 5, it will take you more time, overtime, in order to make a relationship work if you want that relationship to pay off. I think that
Thank you so much.
I think that men, oftentimes, we love to withdraw in relationship, and we don't like to make deposits. That's why we don't make sacrifices that we should make in our relationships because, number one, we like to withdraw. We always like to receive. We like to be on the receiving end. And I think that when we deal with relationship, if you got one woman and you want to make that relationship work, then it's going to take work. I think that, so when we talk about that nurturing aspect, communication, you have to learn how to communicate with your man. Learn how to communicate with your woman.
You know what, Jay? Thank you so much. You have dropped so many jewels of wisdom here on us tonight, and I really hope that the women in the audience are listening and hearing what you have to say because it's even, definitely wisdom and information to me. I always love to hear a male's point of view and hear the honest truth. So, Jay, thank you so much.
Thank you for allowing me to participate.
Absolutely. And, Jay, please call us back and participate next week. Like our Facebook page. And, please drop these jewels of wisdom as much as you can because, you're helping me, you're helping all of us, and we definitely need this communication. So, Jay, you have a blessed, where are you calling from?
I'm actually calling from Youngstown, Ohio. I actually was invited by Dominique on her Facebook page.
Well, thank you so much for calling. And you have a great night, and hopefully we'll speak to you again next week.
Yes. Look forward to doing that.
All right. Thank you so much, Jay. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, wow. So really liked, Jay's comments. Brother Mike, what's up?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey, what's your 2 cents?
I didn't know what the question was because I came in on the tail end. So if you could just give me a little tip, because I think what he was talking about based off of communication and also talking about the nurturing aspect of it. We can never forget that those qualities are both in male and in female, the nurturing qualities. And for, when you have, especially when you're dealing with children, so from the time of birth to a certain point in time, the mother's nurturing is most important. But then after a certain point, then the father's nurturing has to come in and balance it out so that you can have a well-rounded individual. And unfortunately, part of what's missing is that male nurturing factor in a lot of our lives, which also ties into the lack of communication and the lack of the ability for us to communicate in relationships because of the fact that we don't have the consistent example of a male-female relationship and the nuances that go into building the relationship. So it's not just the fact of having a relationship. It's easy to jump into a relationship, but, having the tools and the wherewithal to sustain a relationship and the patience to sustain a relationship, that's where the real challenge comes in. So I was really digging what the brother was saying because he was definitely on point with a lot of things that he was definitely saying.
Can I say this that I know, and I think I've said it before, definitely, I believe that wives are made, not born. And I know, like, for me, I was, once again, I was raised to be a single mother. I was raised by my mom, who was a single mother, and, very hardworking, very independent. And the messages that she taught me, both wittingly and unwittingly, were that, you can do bad by yourself. You don't need a man, you're fine the way you are. And, as wonderful as those messages were, because they inspired me to get an education, they inspired me, to, always go for my goals, and listen to myself, and not wait to get validation from a man. On the other side, that when I got married, or even when I was in a relationship on the way to marriage, it was an extremely rocky road because, for one, my husband was definitely, once again, we have those of not having enough, aggressive male input. Like a lot of men, even if they do have a father, the fathers, are not really well-versed in communication and nurturing. And so they may still be getting under-nurtured. And so, my husband had that going on like a lot of men do. And then I definitely had that single woman's mentality. And even now, what really holds my relationship together in the tough times is wise elders, who remind me and say, that's just the way it is, And it doesn't mean, settle for crap. But it means that, one, men are different, women are different. Two, you do have to have patience, and you have to have a lot of qualities that you may not, possess innately, but, qualities that you have to develop if you want to keep your relationships and your families together.
And you know what, Donella, I feel that what you're saying, I have a question. Like, in those situations, I don't know if men understand how damaging that is, though. Like, and I'm asking you because it's something, mature relationship. You've been in it, and Mike, too, because he was just saying some stuff that was really dope. When, like, a guy who I open my heart to says something to me, for instance, that hurts my feelings, that really hurts me, and then you express the fact that it hurts you, and they brush it off, or they say, well, don't worry about that, or that's not that big of a deal. That's damaging. And what is that? Is that an expectation that needs to change? I mean, you can't just brush it off and say, okay, we just don't want to talk about it.
No, absolutely not. That's not a case of you being overly sensitive or anything like that. No. This is what I just say, my advice to any people who are single, and looking for that right relationship. This is just me. When you're just dating and it's in the beginning stages, if it ain't right, it ain't right. If you're not making those spiritual, mental, emotional, connections that you need to make right off the bat, if he's not seeing your heart, and you're not feeling his heart from the beginning, then it's a no-go. Because you're going to need that, when you connect. You're going to need that, when you're in a relationship to sustain you. So if he's not, and especially in the beginning of a relationship, that's the honeymoon stage. That's when it's just like, oh, baby, I'll die for you. I love you. I drink your bath water stage. And in that stage, if they're not sensitive of your feelings and can't really give you the love and the attention and the consideration that you truly need at that time,
right?
Why waste your time? Why waste it? It's just not happening. It's not clicking.
May I take a stab at that question?
Brother Mike?
I was feeling what Donella said, but go ahead.
What I would add on to it is that, one, part of it is when you're going into a relationship or when you're in a relationship, you got to remember that, first and foremost, it's a journey. It's not, it's not that soon as you get in, just because you're in a relationship, all is well. So part of it is getting to know the person and the person getting to know you. So that's where the patience comes in, because you have to, for me, I think it's part of having a foundation when you're going in, an understanding of saying, okay, what is it that I want in a relationship? What is it that's really important to me? Because one of the things that I measure things with, or one of the things that I came to realize is that Even if you have a brother or a sister, you know, family members, they're going to do things and say things that's going to hurt you, you know, at times. So what makes us think that when we get in a relationship, the person we're in a relationship is not going to do the same? We're all human, and we all fall short of, you know, of perfection. So since that's the case, we have to go in it with that mindset and understanding that this person may say or do something that might just piss me off or might hurt my feelings. But at the end of the day, you have to measure it up and say, how, you know, of all the qualities that this person has, and this one thing that's happened, you know, what is it? Is it a break it or break it deal? Is it a deal breaker?
I mean,
not a deal breaker.
But I'm talking about, like, to me it might set, you know, the standard for it to be a pattern, I guess is what I'm saying. You know, it's like, am I going to continue to be in a situation where you're not going to give me what I need?
No, I
you know
have to say, can I jump in for a moment? I have to say, like, I think Michael's advice, and this is just coming from me, I think Michael's advice is more appropriate, and we are completely off topic, but I think
we are. Just let y'all know.
Yeah,
if you want to do personal counseling sessions, we're going to have to do it after hours. I think we need to talk about pet peeves, and I got a few to share about the male species.
Okay, so then I'm just going to say, we'll leave that for another time, but my thing is just, you know, in the beginning, it should feel perfect. In the beginning, he should, you know, it should feel like he gets you. Because it only goes downhill from there. It's just that magic moment. It should.
But, hey, Danella, downhill means it's easy. That means it's easy if you're going downhill.
I don't think so. Look, downhill means down mother effing hill. And, you know,